Hello people, welcome to biology class. In this lecture we are going to discuss about plasma membrane and its function. Before that, let's see all the cells are made up of three features. Okay, so these three features are first plasma membrane, second nucleus, and third is cytoplasm. So if any entity is containing these three features, they are considered as cell. Okay, or we can say cellular structure. Beside that, if these structures are not available, then they are considered as non-cellular or acellular, like RBC or viruses. Okay, in addition to these three structure, several cells, let's say plant cell, fungi cell or protistans, contain another outer covering that is called cell wall. Okay, so let's discuss plasma membrane or cell membrane. Cell membrane is also called plasma membrane. Okay, the definition of plasma membrane is it is the outermost covering of a cell that separates the content of cell from its external environment. Cell membrane is also considered as selectively permeable membrane. Why? Because it allows entry and exit of some material, ions or molecules in and out of the cell. Okay. Plasma membrane is made up of two material, one is lipid and second is protein. Sometimes protein is also attached with a carbohydrate moiety. At that condition we can call it as glycoprotein, as you can see in this diagram, glycoprotein. Okay, then how does the movement of substance takes place into the cell and how does substance move out of the cell? So there is one process called diffusion. Okay, we can define diffusion as diffusion is an spontaneous movement of substance from the region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration. Okay, some substance like carbon dioxide and oxygen can move across the cell membrane by this process. Okay, diffusion play important role in a gaseous exchange between the cells and its external environment. What are the significance of diffusion? So first significance is gaseous exchange between the leaves and hairs takes place by this process. Beside that, phloem is a channel by which food transportation occur in a plant. So that occurs via diffusion process only. Okay, loss of water from the plant is based on the principle of diffusion. Okay, the movement of ion solutes from one cell to another cell takes place through this process. Okay, now let's see the special condition of diffusion. Okay, diffusion is for all the substance. Let's say if it is solid, if it is a gas, if it is a water, then that is considered as a diffusion. But diffusion is particularly occurring for water molecule, then that process is called osmosis. So we can define osmosis as the movement of water molecule through a selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis. Okay, so diffusion can occur for all the molecules. Okay, but particularly if it is occurring for water molecule, then it is considered as osmosis. Okay, osmosis takes place from the region of high water concentration to the region of low water concentration, as happens in a diffusion as well. Okay, what is the significance of osmosis? First is it helps in the absorption of water from the root and root hairs. Okay, then water move from one cell to another cell via osmosis only. Okay, it controls the amount of water within the cell. Okay, it also controls the various physiological activities such as opening and closing of stomata, splitting of fruit. Okay, so these are the functions or significance of osmosis. Now let's see via activity how this osmosis occur. As you can see in this left diagram, here two parts are available that are separated by the semi-permeable membrane. Right side is showing the dilute sugar solution and left side is showing the concentrated sugar solution. The red spot is showing the sugar molecule and blue spot is showing the water molecule. So here in this diagram we can see left side sugar content is high and right side water content is high. So obviously osmosis occur from the high water molecule to low water molecule. That means what? The water molecule from the dilute sugar solution move to the concentrated sugar solution. So ultimately what we get? We will get this result. Okay, so this result we will get ultimately. Okay, now basically solution Basically, three types of solutions are available in biology: hypotonic solution, isotonic solution, and hypertonic solution. Before that, let's see what is solution. Okay, solution is basically made up of two things. One is solute and second is solvent. Okay, in most of the cases we consider solvent as a water, and solute can be a sugar or it can be a salt. Okay, so when these two things combine, they will form what? Solution. Okay, so now on the basis of that we are having three types of solution. So first solution is hypotonic solution. Okay, so hypotonic solution. So if the medium surrounding the cell has higher water concentration, then the cell, meaning that outside solution is dilute and the cell will gain the water by osmosis. That means what? Outside solution in which cell is placed is having high water amount. So obviously high water amount है तो क्या हो जाएगा कि water will move inside the cell. Okay, so this particular process is called endosmosis. Clear? So via endosmosis ultimately what we result we get? So cell will swell up. Okay, and if it is a plant cell then it will only swell up, but if it is a animal cell, because animal cell do not contain cell wall, at that time cell can be burst. Okay, now second type of solution is isotonic solution. So we can define it as if the medium surrounding the cell has exactly the same concentration as the cell, there will be no net movement of water molecule. That means what? Inside the cell and outside the cell both amount of water is equal. Okay, so in this solution net movement is zero. As you can see in this diagram, let's say two water molecule is moving inside the cell, at the same time two water molecule is coming out of the cell, so there is net movement is zero. So okay, so in the if we place any cell in this solution, what we will get? There is no change in a shape of cell. Okay, so we will get same size of cell. Okay, then next type of solution is hypertonic solution. So if the medium surrounding the cell has lower water concentration, then it is considered as a hypertonic solution. Okay, so what happen if we place a cell in a hypertonic solution? Basically what happen, let's say hypertonic solution means what? Outer side solution is having less water and inside the cell is having more amount of water, so ultimately water from the cell goes outside the cell, so this will lead to the shrinkage of cell. Okay, so in case of animal cell this is considered as shrinkage, but in case of plant cell there is one process called plasmolysis. Okay, we will discuss about plasmolysis in later phase. Okay, now what is endocytosis? It is also a function of cell membrane. The flexibility of cell membrane also enables the cell to engulf food and other material from its external environment. Such process is known as endocytosis. So we have discussed about unicellular organism amoeba. So amoeba acquire the food via this process by means of endocytosis. Okay, there are two types of endocytosis. One is called phagocytosis and second is called पिनेकोसाइटोसिस. ओके, तो सेल टेक अप सॉलिड फूड मटेरियल थ्रू दी प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, इसको हम क्या बोलेंगे? फेगोसाइटोसिस. फेगोसाइटोसिस इज कॉमनली टर्म्ड एज सेल ईटिंग. ओके, देन सेल टेक अप इन फ्लूइड मैटर थ्रू दी प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन, दैट इज कॉल्ड पिनेकोसाइटोसिस. पिनेकोसाइटोसिस इज ऑल्सो कंसिडर्ड एज सेल ड्रिंकिंग. ओके, एज यू कैन सी इन दिस डायग्राम, द pale yellow line is showing the plasma membrane. Okay, and that plasma membrane is engulfing the solid food particle in a food vacuole. Okay, in second diagram liquid is engulfed by the cell membrane. Okay, so this is the process of endocytosis. Okay, now opposite to endocytosis we are having process exocytosis. Exocytosis means what? Cell vomiting. Okay, exocytosis is also considered as cell vomiting process. So it is the process of exudation. Exudation means what? Throwing out. Okay, so it is the process of exudation of secretions or the waste material out of the cell through plasma membrane. As you can see in this diagram here, materials are secreted inside the cell and ultimately it is thrown out of the cell. Okay, so this is called exocytosis or cell vomiting. Okay, then most important structure in plant cell or maybe several fungi and protista, that is cell wall. So in plant cell, in addition to the plasma membrane, there is another rigid outer covering called cell wall. It lies outside the plasma membrane. In plant cell wall is mainly composed of cellulose. Okay, so cellulose is a polymer of glucose, so it is made up of cellulose only. Okay, cell wall is non-living matter. Okay, other things were living matter, but cell wall particularly it is a non-living matter. What is the function of cell wall? First, it provides shape to the cell. Okay, it helps in the giving rigidity to the cell. It also provides mechanical strength to the cell. Okay, it also supports the internal structure of a cell. It protects the cell from osmotic bursting. As we have said that if we put a cell in a hypotonic solution, then what will happen? It will swell up, and ultimately if cell wall is not available, it will burst. Just because of cell wall is available, it will not burst, only swell. Okay, it also helps in the expansion of cell. Okay, here structure of cell wall is given. This is the outermost structure. Okay, now the process plasmolysis. Okay, so when living plant cell loses water through osmosis, then there is a shrinkage or contraction of content of cell away from the cell wall. This phenomena is called plasmolysis. So how we can know plasmolysis is occurring? Just by doing one experiment. Take 20% sucrose solution. Okay, as we have did this. Okay, so take 20% sucrose solution and add this 20% sucrose solution in a plant cell. Okay, and wait for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and or maybe 20-30 minutes. After that you will find these kind of shrinkage. Okay, this kind of shrinkage. Let's say this is the content of cell wall, content of cell and a fluid material, and that fluid material is progressively shrinking. So this shrinking process is considered as plasmolysis. Okay, so this is for